All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our special Up2Give presentation. My name is Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. The countdown is on. 5 more days to the June reset. I call this our new beginning. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not the co-owner of the company. I'm not a CEO of the company. I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I am simply one of you. I got a phone call from a good friend that said, Brandon, we're putting together a company that is right up your field of expertise dealing with blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. Only our focus is going to be on education, philanthropy, and charity. And our motto is let's be different. And they are indeed different. After 22 years in this industry, I have never seen anything like this before. We are the first to do it. We are the proof of work. So at Up2Give, we have a strong moral, integral, and purpose-driven vision to change lives around the world through our ecosystem. We're standing on 4 pillars. Philanthropy. We are focused on creating a culture of worldwide giving. Education. Reward those who give while teaching them the value behind growing personally. Banking. Bank the unbanked through our giving. And personal causes. Create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up2Give community. We have built a model where people from around the world can come together, get educated, banked, and skilled on the principles of philanthropy and EQ, emotional intelligence, while creating a culture of global giving. During the education process, we will be teaching members how to utilize one of our tools for contributing called the Giving Box. This will allow us to fulfill the purpose of our core principles, as well as help contribute to the stories being shared in our community to engage the social revolution part of our culture. Here's some examples of our target areas of focus. Education. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development found that 50% of U.S. adults can't read a book written at an 8th grade level. Lack of formal education results in lower earning power and serious threats to an individual's long-term well-being. Banking. Globally, about 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked without an account at a financial institution or through a mobile money provider. Health. Currently, nearly 1 billion people spend 10% of their household income or more on health expenses for themselves, a sick child, or another family member. In fact, we have some 3.8 billion people who lack access to basic health care. And with coronavirus, this is really putting a strain on the healthcare system. And housing. Currently, over 850 million people, more than the populations of the U.S. and the European Union combined, are living in informal settlements. So what is our ultimate goal? It's simply to empower you and people around the world to contribute toward anyone's cause in our ecosystem. Whether it is to help achieve a goal that helps someone in your family, your church, your country, your community, it really doesn't matter how big or small that vision or mission is. We will bring the nations together to help support those causes. And with our model being a model of philanthropy, we are confident that the Up2Give family will be there for you. Up2Give is a global correlation movement. So how does someone get educated in our ecosystem? Well, we partner with a company called Success Training Institute. This institute offers cutting-edge soft skills training in audio-video format on topics such as leadership, customer service, professional development, personal development, sales, team building, HR management, management training, and much, much more. In fact, you can even get certified by taking extensive courses in things like how to improve your brand and learn self-discipline, goal setting and time management, maintaining focus and empathy. And we're all practicing social distancing. So how about social skills mastery? These are soft skills that are not taught in school. I spent 6 figures in my career to learn this information, and we're offering it for you in Up2Give. With Success Training Institute, you're going to have state-of-the-art soft skills training designed for individuals, companies, and entrepreneurs. Here you can improve your skills in less than 10 minutes per day, and these are skills nobody can take from you. And once you have these skills, it will benefit you in anything that you do for the rest of your life. Another pillar we're standing on is the banking industry. We have 1.7 billion people in the world that are currently unbanked. And if you don't have access to a bank account, you don't have access to a line of credit, the ability to have a checking and savings, get a personal or small business loan to be able to start a business so you can pass down to your family. We partner with a company called Ooh La La that wants to bring to you the future of banking. Be the first to send and receive money for a fraction of the cost. Access microcredit offers from your favorite retailers, pay bills with ease, build credit, enjoy online shopping, and take charge of your financial future with our exclusive Ooh La La partnership without the need of having a bank account. I just realized I forgot to do Facebook Live as well. All right, we'll do it next time. Ooh La La is a full-service financial solution designed to empower communities. Now, with Ooh La La, it's going to help you to facilitate and accelerate financial inclusion, build a global credit score, and with our microcredit offers, helps the unbanked and underbanked community build their credit history. Now, what are personal causes? And this is the backbone of what Up2Give is all about. We want to help create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up2Give community. So we are a community that is helping each other with your cause. We have 45,000 causes and growing. And what is your cause? That's up to you. It could be anything from just getting yourself out of debt. You might have been furloughed, so you need help paying your bills. Maybe even rent and mortgage. What about medical costs for yourself and your family? Putting your kids through school. You might be a part of a nonprofit or charity organization, or you're part of a church membership, and because of social distancing, you're not able to meet on Sundays, which means the tithing is low on Sundays. It doesn't matter. It's your cause. Here's an example of one. Providing safe shelter to homeless and abused women and children in crisis. When you have your cause figured out, you're going to be able to upload an image just like this. You'll be able to have a description of what your cause is all about. And when somebody comes to your website, they can contribute to your cause. And there's no limit on how many contributions you can receive to your cause. Here's an example of another one. Breast cancer research saves lives. Research is the reason. Now, how does someone get started? Well, we have 3 simple steps. Step number 1, you're going to set up an account at the up2give.com, pay $32 for monthly membership. Step 2, you're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2Give community, starting with 0.0025 Bitcoin. So we're going to assume that Bitcoin is at $10,000, so I can do the conversion for you. For those of you that are not familiar with Bitcoin, that's about $25. $25. The next goal is after you write your story, you're going to share with 2 people who join the community and do the same thing you did. If you can do these 3 steps, you're going to have great success with Up2Give. Now, here's the sign-up process and experience. Let's say you're Maria in California. She shares her link with John. The moment John clicks on her link, the first thing he will see is her story. John's in London. Now, John, when he reads her story, he's going to have 2 options. Option 1, join the community. Or option 2, just support Maria's cause. Once John has clicked to join the system, we'll take him to the registration page where he can add his basic information. Now let's talk about John's experience. John now has 14 days free in the Up2Give community. What does this mean? John has the opportunity to experience our back office and ecosystem. John can take the sample courses we have available on our Up2Give Academy portal, powered by Success Training Institute. John has enough time to decide to become a member or simply contribute to Maria's cause, because you have the option to simply contribute and not join the community. Now let's assume that John decides to join Maria's journey. John has before the 14th day midnight to pay a $32 member fee in Bitcoin for the activation of his education program at Up2Give Academy. He'll have a story page and a user link to share, and the moment he contributes to Up2Give causes during that same period of time, he becomes a member of Ground Zero in the giving box. Now, the more people who contribute to each other, the more Up2Give will contribute back. And the contributing happens in stages. We have 6 stages within Up2Give. On stage 3, when you complete that, Up2Give is going to give you a debit card so that you can start monetizing the Bitcoin that you've been given through our ecosystem. This is our partnership with Ooh La La. For those of you that are founding members or were on stage 4 from last reset, you will be getting this for free within the next less than 30 days. With this step of philanthropy, we will help start to change the banking crisis in the world, where so many people lack the opportunity to own a debit card, and we will make this available for purchase for those of you that don't want to wait till you get to stage 3. When you complete stage 4, you're going to have the option of choosing from 12 different cause-driven programs. Once you've made the choice, the company is going to assign a liaison to work with you for about 45 days to help create a story and to make your cause go viral. Now, this is separate from the cause you're writing. This is extra, because Up2Give will contribute on your behalf for reaching stage 4 a maximum of $1,500 towards that cause. And this is one of our pillars of social revolution. When you complete stage 5, Up2Give is going to reward you with an all-expense-paid trip as soon as coronavirus lets us travel to a recognition event where top speakers from around the world are going to come to teach you about leadership, philanthropy, finance, personal development, and charitable causes. When you complete stage 6, Up2Give requires you to give 12.5% back to the community and the ecosystem. And this is so important. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a compensation plan. This is not about how much money can you make. The entire point of Up2Give is to be able to provide you with resources that allows you to ultimately become a philanthropist. And everybody would love to give back and to give to charity, but unfortunately, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have anything extra to give back. Most they do is an extra $1 at the grocery store when they buy their groceries to feed the homeless. Nothing wrong with that. But wouldn't you like to have more resources? And because of this stage 6, this is the most critical stage due to the amount that you're receiving, and we're going to show you that in a moment. So how does Up2Give strive to be compliant? Well, number one, Up2Give does not touch the Bitcoin of anybody. How many times have you seen companies out there that say, give us all your Bitcoin? You can't withdraw it for 8 months, but you don't have to do anything because we're going to trade on your behalf and we guarantee you 1 to 2% a day on your money. Those things work for a good 3 to 6 months. Sounds great until the owners run off with your Bitcoin before you have a chance to withdraw. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of these short 6-month schemes out there. I'm looking for something long-term. That's why Up2Give does not touch your Bitcoin. The giving box is separate. It's not a compensation plan. It is for the community. It's peer-to-peer. What does that mean? Have you ever stayed in an Uber or driven in an Uber or a Lyft? That vehicle is not owned by the taxi company. It's owned by somebody else. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb? That property is not owned by a hotel chain. It's owned by somebody else. See, we're taking advantage of the greatest financial revolution the world has ever seen with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And that's for 3 reasons, for those of you who are not familiar with it. Reason number 1, it is decentralized, meaning that it is not owned or controlled by a bank, a government, a CEO, or a business. It is completely open source for all of us, which means it cannot be manipulated. The second reason is that it is universal in value. There are no borders. 1 Bitcoin in Japan is worth 1 Bitcoin in the UK. Universal. And the third reason is that it's permissionless. What does that mean? It means that you can send Bitcoin anywhere around the world to anybody, like sending an email, without the need of a bank, Western Union, or bank wire transfer with high fees. Almost instant transaction with small minimum fee. The only thing that Up2Give gets is $32 a month to operate as a company, and that goes towards your membership to Success Training Institute. Let me repeat this. The only thing Up2Give gets is the $32 a month. They don't get anything from the giving box. That's the community. And by the way, that $32 for that Success Training Institute, that is a huge deal, because if you go straight to them, it's going to pay more than double. So you're getting a discount with Up2Give. And Up2Give is a major contributor in collective causes. And number 3, Up2Give is a giving model that even for nonprofit identities such as churches, is presented as a revolution of offerings in the ministry. The more they give each other, the more they receive. So what do you receive for the $32 a month? An entire ecosystem that will allow you to share your story to the world through our up2give.com blog. Access to our global education community at the Up2Give Academy, powered by Success Training Institute. Access to the giving box, which allows you to be part of our community blog and social revolution stories that are inspired by the members' philanthropical culture and cause-driven movement. Rewards for giving back to the causes and to the community and their causes, which allows Up2Give to partner with you and create stories of our own when you start reaching stage 4 and above. So how does the contributing actually work? Let's talk about the giving box. This is a voluntary tool designed so that you can increase your resources to help more causes and at the same time improve the lives of those who participate. This is not a compensation plan. Our global community line is very unique. Why is it unique? Well, because this is not a matrix, this is not a binary, this is not your team, my team, their team, his team. This is one team, one community, all of us working together for the benefit of everybody. The CEO wanted to make this in place that everybody has a chance to win by all of us helping each other. So when you pay your $32 at Up2Give, and you're going to contribute $25 worth of Bitcoin to Up2Give causes in the community, you enter what we call ground zero. Now, there's 6 stages, but in those 6 stages, there's 64 steps, which means that you will be qualified to receive up to 64 separate contributions through these steps to your causes. Now, the next thing that you want to do, and this is the bare minimum, you want to share with at least 2 people who have also contributed $25 worth of Bitcoin to the giving box. We have what's a state-of-the-art AI system, and it recognizes certain things. You need to help at least 2 people to be qualified to move into stage 1, and help those 2 get their 2 to move to stage 2. That's it. If you can follow that format by helping others, the global community line will end up doing the rest. There are 64 steps in contributing that's divided up into the 6 stages. The AI system actively monitors all your personal and their activity. So what that means is that if you are actively working this to help people, you will be first in line to receive contributions on whatever stage you're in. If you are somewhat active, you'll be next in line. And if you're not that really active at all you did was maybe share it with 2, you'll still receive contributions. You're just going to be third in line. Now, if all you do is share with 2 and not help them, well, yeah, I just said that. You'll be third in line. But bear with me. This is my second time doing this. I got to get used to these slides. Now, the global community helps everybody, but the AI system will fast-track those who are helping others. There's an old model. The more people you help, the more you're going to receive yourself. Now, as this works with the global community line, once you hit one of the steps and stages, anybody that gets to that next step and stage after you is part of your global community line that you will be benefiting from. How would you like to be receiving contributions from people you don't even know? That's how this works. Now, let me show you the giving box in stages. So you've got ground zero, how you got started. Now, as a disclaimer, this is an AI system that's always evolving. So some of these numbers, as far as contributing and receiving, will be subject to change in the future because of this, just how the AI program works. But stage 1, which is step 1, you're going to receive up to $100 worth of Bitcoin. Let me rephrase that. You're qualified to receive up to $100 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 0.005, which is $50 worth of Bitcoin. But what you've received, you're going to contribute that entire back into the system. So that's going to allow you to move to stage 2, which is step 4 out of 64. You're qualified to receive up to 0.05625. In other words, that's about $562 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute $275 worth of Bitcoin. So what you get to keep in your wallet is about $287 worth of Bitcoin on stage 2. You move up to stage 3, and you're starting to see a pattern here. The more you contribute, the more you receive. That is the whole point here. Stage 3, you can receive up to $3,937. You're going to contribute $2,625. You're going to keep in your wallet $1,300, about $1,300. Let me just round that off. Now, here's also another point. If you just stop right there, 12 steps in the system. That is almost a full-time income for most people at $3,900, but you're contributing as well. So you're keeping $1,300. You add up stage 2 and 3 together. We're now talking about more than $1,400, $1,500. It's not bad. Let's look at stage 4. Stage 4, you're qualified to receive up to 3 Bitcoin. 3.2 Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin is worth $10,000 a coin, that's $32,000. You're contributing 2.1 Bitcoin. So you're keeping in your wallet 1.07 Bitcoin. It's about $10,000 that you're keeping in your wallet. Stage 4. Step 25. Stage 5. You're qualified to receive up to 5.85 Bitcoin. More than $58,000 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 4.1 Bitcoin. You're keeping your wallet 1.67 Bitcoin. Now let me stop right here for a second. What does this mean by keep and contributing? We have a system that is going to automate the contributions. So the system will automatically do these steps. So what you see in your wallet is what's left over. So on stage 2, that's $287. Stage 3, that's about $1,300. Stage 4, that's about $10,000. Stage 5, that's about $10,670. And then stage 6, you're qualified to receive up to 45 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 30 Bitcoin. Now the system's going to do this automatically. And in your wallet, you have 15 Bitcoin that hits your wallet. Now, when you add all of that up, that's more than 18 Bitcoin. How many of you would love to be able to go through a system and the reward is 18 Bitcoin? Now, as great as that sounds, the stage 6 people are also contributing back into the system, 12.5%. And they'll have the option of re-entry. Now, so those of you that are been here a while, you know that we used to do what's called a reset. June 15 will be one of our planned last resets. Which means, how do you go back to ground zero? You never go back to ground zero again, because you will have the option of re-entering. And when you re-enter, you're going to re-enter at stage 2. And that 12.5% is going to be contributed to all of the individuals already in stage 2 to help them receive all of their contributions to speed it up. It is perpetual. So you can actually go through these 64 steps multiple times. How fast do you go through these steps depends on you and the community. According to the data, the last reset, if we were having with this system, more than 200 people would have gone through all 64 steps. Back into stage 2, which now means they're helping to push those who were previously after them higher up through the stages. And there's also even better news, because I cannot give you a timetable on how fast this happens. Some people may complete all 64 steps in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a month. Some people may do it 2 or 3 times a month. Some people, it might take you 5 or 6 months to complete all 64 steps. But 15 Bitcoin, that's $150,000. If it takes you 6 months to do that, is that okay? What if it took you a year? $150,000 for the year. What if it took you 2 years to complete 64 steps? $75,000 a year. The average American makes less than $33,000 a year. It's not going to take you 2 years to do this. But again, it is up to us, not up to give. It is up to us as a community worldwide to make this happen. And I learned something new today I didn't know before. The system is also going to allow you to create a new position once a month. So we pay our $32 every month. We're not resetting, but you will have the opportunity to create a new account and enter the giving box while you still have your main account in the system. So your first account might be on stage 15 or 20 or 30, and you can have a new account entering, but you're starting all over again with a brand new organization of sharing with two. You don't get to take the old people from your old position, but you will receive contributions on both accounts. So let's say you go in 5 months. You might possibly, if you're doing it every month, have 5 accounts in the system, but you have to work those accounts. This is not a system where you just sit back and let everybody else do the work. Now, to recap how all this happens, you paid your $32 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute to personal causes in the community, $25 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to qualify with your first two personals and help them do the same thing. And you're now going to receive Bitcoin towards your cause and purpose. That's the presentation. And at this point, we have two types of people who see the presentation. The first type of person says, Brandon, I am blown away. I'm telling you right now, I can't sleep. I wish we had this from the beginning. But I know what this is going to do if we work it. So welcome aboard. Get back to the person who invited you. We'll get you signed up. Notice this. We are 5 days away from our reset. So the system is open right now, even for all of the older members, to pay your $32 monthly fee for the 15th. If you're brand new, do not contribute to the giving box until the reset. Let me repeat this. Do not, you can sign up right now, that's okay, but do not contribute to the giving box until the reset. Because if you do so, you're going to have to contribute again on the 15th. Now, if you want to do that, you're in the giving mood, by all means, go right ahead and do so. The second type of person says, Brandon, this is not for me. That's okay. We understand it's not for everybody. But at least do the person who invited you a favor. Ask to see their cause. Look at what they're attempting to do. And be a blessing and help them out with their cause, on their plan B. But at the same time, please find a plan B of your own. Because a plan B is no longer a luxury. A plan B is no longer extracurricular activity or even a hobby. A plan B is now a necessity because we live in a brand new world. We have never collectively experienced what's going on right now. 2020 is no joke. Not in any of our lifetimes. We also don't know how long this is going to last. The only thing that I know for sure is that the world is not going to be the same on the other end of this. We're coming up on our 20-year anniversary soon of 9/11, and we're still taking off our shoes at airports. So I believe in what Jim Rohn says. Build a financial wall around your house so high that nothing can penetrate it. So you're not in a position to worry about how am I going to pay my bills because I've been furloughed. Coronavirus is keeping me from my job and I've got fired or laid off. How am I going to pay the bills? And I'm relying on the government unemployment or stimulus check. And if you're a essential worker and you're forced to go to work anyway because you're a service provider and you need to help, grocery store workers, doctors, nurses, firefighters, police officers, bus drivers, postal workers. But now you're putting yourself at risk of getting sick and possibly bringing that back to your family. I'm here to tell you there's a third option. That third option is find a way to be productive and make money from home. I've been doing it. This July 13th is my birthday. It will be my 8th year of being retired. I retired at 36 years old from corporate America. My own boss. I live a flip-flop lifestyle, and it is awesome. You can as well, depending on the decisions that you make today. So if you decide that this is not for you, then please find something else. As a disclaimer, this is a brand new opportunity with minimum data. All we've been doing for the last 7 months have been collecting data. It's one thing to put down on paper how you want things to go. It's another to push the button and take action and watch how people work it. So when we see the habits of people, we make the necessary adjustments, and that's what got us to the point where we are right now. So what you're seeing right now is a result of all the data we've collected over the last 7 months to look at how is this going to work for the most amount of people to win. And that's what you see here. We do not allow income claims. As I said before, this is not a compensation plan. This is not about how much money you can make. This is not a 6-month fly-by-night opportunity. Get rich quick. If that is your mentality, this is not for you. If you think you're going to get started now and go through 64 steps next week, and if you don't, you're going to scream about it, this is not for you. We have legal representation. We're registered. We are legitimate. We get audited. The company is put together in a way so that when you go to sleep at night, we know that when you wake up tomorrow, the company is still here. By the way, if you've been here for 7 months, I want you to think about all the things we've been through over the last 7 months. We're still here because our best days are ahead of us. Your success depends on you. See, this may be a company about philanthropy and charity, but we're not running a welfare center. The only way the giving box itself works is if we as a community work it. So since we are early on, you guys will be in the best position when we reach 50,000, 100,000, 1 million people coming through our system. We've got 50,000 right now, 12,000 active in the giving box. You guys are the first, which is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is that when those 100,000 people and plus come, they are in the global community line after you, which means you're going to fly through those 64 steps repeatedly. I don't like to use the word the curse of it, but the challenge of it is, if you're willing to accept it, is that we have to build it. We have to get it off the ground. We have to launch the rocket. Those are the individuals that we're looking for. So with that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. The next presentation will be tomorrow. It will be an international presentation at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be having a special guest as well, Miss Stephanie Graham, that's going to be on. So your goal right now is to get ready for June 15th. Make sure you've got your 2 and they've got their 2 ready to go so you can launch into step 2 and beyond once we get started. How do you do that? Invite people to the presentation. Don't sit back trying to explain it all yourself. You guys had an opportunity to see behind the scenes of how things work. We never showed that before. It has always been there. You just never saw it. So there's no way that, we can put that on a presentation and try to explain it so my mom can understand. So instead of you trying to explain anything, to invite them to the presentation and let us present on your behalf. Thank you for joining us. My name is Brandon Ivy. I am excited. I can't wait for June 15th to get here so we can go to work. And I can't wait to see many of you achieve your dreams and desires of becoming a philanthropist and receiving all the contributions to make your cause a reality. Brandon Ivy out. God bless. Good night. Bye-bye.